Sp4zie commentary and plenty.
Hello there YouTube, Sp4zie coming right at you with another commentary. We're bringing XERATH back. Yeah, the mid laners, they don't know how to act. Rules and masteries. We are rocking magic pen marks, armor seals, magic resist, glyphs, and AP quints. Pretty standard. Masteries, although I'm not having them in this game, I have 9 point in defense. What you want to go is 2109 on XERATH. That extra bit of utility with your nice range is going to do a lot better for you than the defensive ones. Although it's not a deal breaker if you mistake yourself with your root page like I did in this game. Too bad, but hey. Let's talk about XERATH. XERATH has been my main in ranked for the entire last season, I guess, and I haven't been playing him lately. I've been playing Echo, Diana, a little bit of tanky junglers, and Bramus is obviously in there. He's still fun to me. And every time I've been picking up XERATH again for a cheeky game, I've been just, it was actually back when he was still bugged. His W and Q, if cast in quick succession, would make him, not casted at all. And the fact that, the also popular ult bug, where if you ult in quick succession, you ult yourself. Which is, it made me, when I picked him up, to just get completely turned off and never want to play him again. And I threw down a couple of games with him on the bonus livestream I had this Monday, where I played him in ranked. We had some random success and some struggles, of course, as per usual. And I felt like he's back. XERATH is back. I want to play him more, and I definitely want the champion mastery on him because, come on, I should have that. I love XERATH. So in this commentary, we're going to talk a little bit about XERATH in general, because while I stream with him a lot, I seldom talk about how to approach XERATH and how to approach an enemy XERATH or an allied XERATH, etc, etc. First of all, you want to hit more skill shots than I do in this game. You don't want to ult people that are ulted by Kayle, and you want to get a kill and not have them flash out. And that's the first thing. No, but XERATH is this type of siege tank, and you have to approach him as such. And what I find a lot of the times, if I had a good game, I find that my allies are not, poor Rengar, are not that knowledgeable of how to play with the XERATH. You definitely don't want to go into the jungle and force, random buffs or something like that. XERATH does okay in the jungle because he can set up nice AoE combos, but he still is very vulnerable. He doesn't have utility. He only has his flash or whatever you want to bring. And what you really want to do if a XERATH gets ahead is you want to siege turrets. That's like the main thing. Still keep pressure on objectives and stuff, like Dragon, and, obviously take your own buffs. But sieging turrets is definitely the easiest way of snowballing a victory on XERATH, because what happens is it makes the enemy team make bad calls. They have to go in, because if I hit 3 more Qs on the ADC, it's gonna be dead. And I called it to distance myself like a true lord. What? That ability on XERATH is really strong. It makes him really strong in solo queue, in my opinion. He can make the enemy team pick fights that they really don't want to pick, and he can overall easily snowball. However, if you don't have the mindset and you don't play with your XERATH that is ahead, then it's going to be very difficult for you, and it's going to be very easy for you to throw, because XERATH is very vulnerable to, jungle fights where the vision isn't great, where people can sneak up on him, and the stun, when hit on close range, is not going to do anything towards a tank or a fighter who has Merc threads. So yeah, he's definitely a sieger, and you shall siege with him. Let's talk a little bit about laning phase. XERATH does okay in the laning phase. Gonna take a sip of that coffee. I hope you got a drink, friends, of course. Delicious. XERATH does okay in the laning phase. He has the passive, which allows him to poke early on, even though you might not have any mana regen. But he's not the type of playmaker that a Syndra is, for instance. Man, Syndra is not a champion that's fallen off with all these tanks. That's a shame. What you want to do is get through the laning phase, and you can do that pretty darn safe. XERATH is a lane that is worth ganking because of his CC and his damage. So he's definitely not a passive lane, but you generally aren't going to get any kills unless your enemy does a huge misplay. And then when you come back level 8-ish, and you have your first item, which is usually a Morel Roro for me, and Sork Boots, obviously. That's when you're going to start hitting people with Qs. Nice spell shield. Can we get a kill? And that's when you're going to start being very efficient at poking people and forcing them out of the lane, getting the CS advantage and everything. My pathing there on the turret denied me the kill on Rengar there. That's annoying. Can I get the kill? I need an auto attack for mana. There it is. Come on. No! You idiot! You need to hit it. Well, it's a good thing that I survived that fight. It was very close, and I think that we did a good job in general to just, you know, peel on the turret and then just... On Xerath, you want to try and bring a lot of AP items. What items should you buy? Morello, definitely a big favor for me. Favorite. I really like it a little bit more than Athene's, although if there's a lot of AP damage, I might consider Athene's anyways. Definitely get that. And then it depends on which big AP item you want to get next. If you're up against the Zed and stuff, you probably want to rush that. Arm guards, of course. And, you know, Zhonya's is a really good baiting item. Together with your exhaust or your barrier or your heal or whatever you bring, you can really bait out fights and engages. And then you're gonna steal the blue like such. Yeah! Revenge for that embarrassing rocket. There you go. Perfect. So bring one region item. Morello's fine. And there she is. She was the one who did it. Kill it! I should have flashed right there and exhausted her for an easy E. And then instead I tried to do the flash play later on. And I'm not faker, clearly. So you can make aggressive plays. But that was just because I wanted revenge from that embarrassing rocket to my face in mid. Get Rabadons, obviously, at some point in the game. Get a Void Staff at some point. Upgrade your Trinket, especially if you want that Mastery ranking. I just found out a couple of days ago that it's really important that you upgrade your Trinket and you use it to get Esp at the end of the game. We gotta pick a little fight here. Echo is gonna go in. He's gonna get hooked into his thingy, so he actually stuns Thresh. That's good. I'm waiting with my ult stacks, and I see that XERATH get hit with the binding, so I hit him. And we pick up a kill. That's good. Rengar goes ham. I push in the lane here, and then I rotata in. And we see Kayle ult go down just as Thresh almost dies. So I waited out, and then I Q him for the kill. And I'm not in range of the Jinx, unfortunately. But yeah, a decent fight. Again, this is in the jungle. But the pressure is still there. I can stand in lane and actually supply damage from there in the jungle. So always consider playing it very safe on Xerath. Even you might have summoners up, you still don't want to get in and just like flash on the back line. You want to stand behind, as far behind as you can, hit your abilities on max range, wait for the ult to come up, pop a little poo there, and then pop a little poo there, and get some damage out there. Xerath can be really frustrating to play against, and you want to make sure you frustrate your opponents as much as possible, because that's when they're going to start picking the fights that are really bad for them. They're going to commit for you because they need to get to the back line, and when they do so, hopefully your team can just turn on them because they're way overcommitted and you can win the fights. I'm going to exhaust this guy because I don't want to risk it. I'm assuming there's someone else coming. He flashes out, so that's alright. We get the Drake. Oh god, my voice. And then he jumps in, and he gets a nice Kayle from the wall there. It was really surprising, and I am really dead. We have no turret. I am so dead. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Recall! God damn it. Take a sip of the coffee. Always have your eyes open for your ult. It's really important. Here, I don't know why I queued it. That was really weird. But yeah, pick up a kill. Or force him to use his ult, and then the other Echo can pick up the kill there. So have your eyes open. Xerath is surprisingly good at roaming because of his ult. He can sometimes just roam close to Drake and then be able to support the bottom lane if there's a gank incoming. So look at where your jungler is. If the jungler is about to, you know, make a commitment somewhere, try and push out the lane because Xerath does that very well. And just be there with your ult. Also, however, when you're walking around, make sure that you always look at where you're going. Even though you want to see on the map if you're in range with your ult, look at where you're going, or you're going to face check a jungler and die. It happens a lot to me. It shouldn't happen to me. I should be better than that, but I still do it. As you can see here, the lane fights... Oh, is that some classic vein spotting we see here? No? He's gonna get out. Oh, Thresh was definitely not paying attention there. I was lucky. Thresh is gonna hook in Echo into the thingy. Hopefully we can do some damage here. Meanwhile, Rengar's on the turret. Very good, very good. And here you can see the power. This siege, just, you know, this is where you want to be with a Xerath who has a couple kills. I'm pretty big. I have a big power spike right now. I rushed the Rabadons because I felt pretty safe. Versus the XERATH, he wasn't getting that ahead, so he couldn't deal much damage. And my exhaust is obviously going to save me from him. So yeah, I went for the Rabadon, and then I'm going to go for Zhonya's here and then avoid staff. Wow! You just got slapped, son. You were there for a second, and then you weren't. That was cool. I liked it. And then here I definitely want to recall, but we get into a fight, and the AoE is just going to be, oh my god, that's noise. And Morgana flashes to pick up the kill, and we do a clean ace here, which is super nice. Don't die, Echo! Damn it. We tried to save you, but we didn't. We have no minions, we can't push, but that's a nice little ace, and I'm gonna start pushing the bot lane here. We're pretty ahead, so let's talk about DreamHack, shall we? If you are at DreamHack Summer right now, nice Morgana binding, then I want you to meet me tomorrow, Monday, at 5 o'clock in the evening, I'm going to have my signing session till 8. And it's in the fan zone. There's going to be a link in the description for the information you need to know. So I hope that you'll get there. I didn't think I'd make it, so I'm so happy that I'm going to be able to meet you guys there. So if you're there, come and say hi. And look at this damage. Noosh! Fantastic. And then the Jinx, who is slow. That's easy R targets for me. That's a double kill. And then the surrender vote is going to come in here in a second. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little commentary. I feel very good with XERATH again. I want to play more, and I probably will at my bonus streams when I played ranked, because he's good in ranked. I hope you enjoyed this commentary, guys. If you did, hit the like button. Let me know in the comments below how you play XERATH. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'm psyched. All right, that's it. This has been Sp4zie, and I am out. Toots!